Alright, week 3 of Comictober. So the first prompt for this week was Magneto, which I was pretty happy with because I actually really like Magneto. His character has a lot more depth than some other villains just because you can kind of see what made him this way in the two ways that you could go with it. And he's also has the friend-enemy relationship with Professor X, so I really like that. I did try and stick more with his costume rather than drawing the way he looks in the movies, just so I get more of the comic book feel for him. It's a little hard to draw his face in that angle with that helmet, but I think I made it work. And then the day after was Nova. Now, I've seen pictures of Nova all over things. I haven't actually read anything to do with him yet. Maybe I'll give it a shot. We'll see. I did make him a little top heavy in this one, but I still like the way I did some of the shading, so I'm happy that I still did it and got some experience from it that I really needed. Doing this challenge has taught me a lot, and I also know that if you get behind, catching up sucks a lot. Like, a lot. Especially when you have a job. So, yeah, at least I was able to catch up and get it all done because I've never actually finished a whole month-long project before. So I'm really happy that I'm still making progress in this. Alright, and so the next prompt was Daredevil. Daredevil is one of my favorite superheroes. I love his character, and I actually got to meet Charlie Cox that plays him in the Netflix TV show series Daredevil, which is one of the nicest people I've ever met. He is so sweet. He was nothing but friendly, and we did retake my picture a few times because I think one of us kept blinking. I think it was him. And my picture, I was hugging him, so I met him at a Comic-Con. It was so good. But anyway, the character itself has a lot of depth that I really like. His costume is a red latex-ish, leather-ish devil suit, which for Halloween, people dress up as the devil, so yeah. But I love the whole blind man can jump off building and do all these things. It's just, his character is so interesting, and so I'm really happy that he was on the list. If he wasn't, I probably was going to draw him anyway. I've drawn him many times. I love Daredevil. Alright. So the next day was Thanos. I hate Thanos. I mean, who doesn't? To be honest. I mean, somebody might have him as their favorite villain. It's definitely not mine, but somebody does. Drawing him, again, was a bit of a challenge because I don't tend to draw, bigger characters, bulky, oversized muscles. And so trying to fit him all onto one little skinny piece of paper was a challenge. I tried to start making my pictures smaller just because I was using up a lot of my paper. But drawing him, I kind of went more with his original old comic book design rather than the way he looks now. just so I could get more of a feel of the way they used to draw him. And it also showed me where they would put shadows and how they would stylize his arms and his face and the gauntlet. He had a lot of weird details that to fill them in was difficult, but in the end, I'm pretty happy with the result. Alright, so the next prompt was Black Panther. And if you've been watching my channel, you know that I also did dedicate a drawing of Chadwick Boseman dressed as Black Panther to him in honor of his memory. May he rest in peace. Drawing him was special because I did draw him not long ago, but I didn't get to draw him as his actual character. And I know this is like the comic book version, but still, I did keep him in mind and I tried my best to make it respectful and have it look like he's looking over the jungle of Wakanda, just so, you know, it could be like he's watching over us kind of thing. Drawing his character was a lot of fun actually, because you mostly just fill him in. Any character that's like has a black or like a solid color suit, especially when it has like a shine to it, is always fun just because you get to fill it in. You don't have to think, oh, okay, so the shadow would go here or whatever. It's more like, okay, where's the light hit it, and that's it. That's what I really like about doing suits like that. So drawing his suit was a lot of fun, especially filling in. It does get tiring only because I don't have a white gel pen or any white ink, so having to keep any white spaces to show like the different parts of the body so you can actually see these outlines I did. It was really hard because I have to leave that gap myself by being really careful with my brush tip pen, but it worked out. Alright, and so the next day was Iron Man. Now, it actually wasn't on the prompt. He wasn't on the list at all, which makes no sense to me because Iron Man's one of the biggest heroes in Marvel right now, especially. It was a different character called Dupe, and I just thought I'd rather give Iron Man the respect he deserves. He deserves to be on this list, and so I drew him instead. Now, I had to redraw him so many times just to get this one drawing right, because I decided to draw the MCU suit, which has so many more details. I should have just drawn like the original comic version, but I didn't. Anyway, I love drawing Iron Man. Iron Man's one of my top 3 favorite characters of Marvel, and so I dedicated this to him, and I hope you like it because that was the most detailed, hard thing I've done in Inktober so far. Alright, and at last, the final prompt of Comictober Week 3 was Carol Danvers or Captain Marvel. I'm not 100% happy with this drawing. I feel like I could have done some things better, but I did learn from it, so I can do better next time. I decided to stick more with her costume from the original comics, just because the Marvel ones look really good for the movies and everything. They look really good. It's just that they usually add a lot more like detail so it doesn't look cheesy, right, when you see it in real life. But oh, let me tell you, if you love details or you like to punish yourself by making yourself do monotonous work, or you just like painstakingly draw these little lines all over the suit, then go ahead. But I decided to stick with just doing her original comic, especially after I did Iron Man the way I did. So like, I like the body and everything. I think I could have fixed the face and maybe the hands and stuff like that, but otherwise, I still think it's a good drawing, and I'm excited to see where I go after this. Alright, so here are the final drawings. There's Magneto and Nova colored in, Daredevil and Thanos colored in, Black Panther, which barely needed coloring, and Iron Man, which needed a lot of coloring, and finally, Captain Marvel. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next video. All right, thank you so much.